But I find myself thinking, hey, listen, this is cool. I just raised $80 million and I'm spending a night with the homeless people like a homeless person in the train station, Penn Station, Baltimore. And that just keeps you humble. That kind of stuff just makes you remember, listen, man, this hasn't changed. The 7 years have been a fantastic ride, but the grind, the hustle, it still's there. And I have pictures from there. And I used to show them to people because I think it's nice, how God keeps you humble. How he says, yeah, man, if you think you guys are doing good, if you think you're rich, just remember, I can flip anything in a second, right? So never forget where you came from. Never forget who you are. Never forget where you're going.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumitech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with CTech. Hello and welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. I'm so excited for this episode. Please meet Ifty Kerzner, the co-founder and active president since 2015 of Kissterra. Ifty is passionate about business, innovation, and people. He is a skilled tech entrepreneur, where the majority of his career he invested in founding and managing several companies focused on financial services and data management. Prior to his business career, Ifty was a successful Israeli entertainer known for his music and TV show, which I followed closely. Ifty holds an L.L.B degree with distinction, a master's degree in political science, and he is a graduate of the Linden B. Johnson School of Public Affairs Leadership Program. Meet Ifty. I have to say that I'm actually kind of used to talking to you like this. It used to be one-sided. I was a big, I would say L.L.B fan, and so I obviously used to watch you on the television screen, except that I would talk, but you didn't respond. But now you are responding, so now I get to actually have a conversation. But your life.
You couldn't hear me. I was responding to all the millions of kids that were shouting at the TV. I could hear you, doing the wrong stuff, saying the wrong things. I was the kind of guy that was always kind of goofy and geeky. And I heard everybody. I was trying to implement it into the way I host, my show. But thank you for bringing that up. It was an amazing kind of period of time in my life. Probably the best job I ever had. I mean, hosting a TV show for kids, giving away prizes and bicycles and everything. Getting to meet all the biggest celebrities in Israel and the singers and the artists. And now I'm in high tech and selling insurance in the United States. So I don't really know how my life got to this point. Maybe this isn't what the conversation is about. But now we're here today talking about, high tech and startup and all that kind of stuff, which I cannot say anything bad about. I mean, it's great and it's interesting. It's not like hosting your TV show, and your own show, everything live in front of millions of people. But, everything had its time and its place and course in life. And I'm doing this, but I'm just kidding. Set aside, this is a show about high tech and entrepreneurship, which is fantastic. And by the way, I see a lot of similarities between what I did. Not that you have to question, but what I did for the first period of my life was, talking to people and making people have a good time. And when you think about what I'm trying to do today at Kissterra, and we'll get in a second to what we do, it's more important than anything else. Make sure that people enjoy their time there and have a good time. Forget about the fact that every Sunday I run my own kind of hour show in front of the whole company, and we give prizes and we do stuff. But it's just the fact that the atmosphere is so important. We're 70 people strong now. We're a growing company, and I feel like the energy, the vibes, not to get too much into this whole kind of new age stuff, but the energy and the vibes in the office and in the company internationally is so important to me. So for the last, 17 years, I've been doing the same thing, trying to have fun, trying to have the people around me, have fun, enjoy themselves. Just now we're doing this under the excuse of a company. If you go to the Kissterra website, it says there, black on white, we're just a bunch of kids that are trying to have fun and trying to run a company and do our best. And I'm sorry, do you have a question? Because I can go on for 20 minutes just talking about that, but sorry, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, unlike what you're used to that, and I'm the host now. I get to now host you, and
that's why I stopped, brother. It's all you.
Well, This show is about high tech and entrepreneurship, but more importantly, it's about leadership, and it's about what
Okay.
makes for a leader, and how do people experience life in unique ways that position them in these really interesting places in life where they have this understanding that a lot of others maybe don't because of these unique experiences. And so while I do want us to get to Kissterra and it's a phenomenally fast growing company, but first I want to understand you better, and I do want to dive deeper into what you did as a television host, because I do want to paint the picture, because there's a lot of television shows around the world. What's unique about L.L.B and the show that you hosted was that we had this very unique situation in which literally every kid in Israel would come home
That's
and
true.
watch this show. It wasn't, a portion of people that know this. This was the life of kids.
No,
I'm speaking from experience.
everybody watch it. Listen, I grew up on it. You grew up on it. We all grew up in it, and I was just fortunate enough in a period of time in my life, for 3 years to be there as a host of the show. And I think it all comes together into believing in yourself, right? I think entrepreneurship. I think the career that I had as a TV host, and I was a musician before that. It's all about enjoying yourself and believing in yourself and trying to go through a path of something that you actually believe in. Listen, I never planned to be a host of Ep844, how you call it, the children's channel, right? Israel's children's channel. It's how that happened to me. And it's funny because I have people that they talk to me and they're like, yeah, this was my dream my whole life. And since I was a kid, I always dreamt to be a host on this show. It wasn't a dream for me. It was more like just how life became. I came up from an entrepreneurial house, right? And I talk about that a lot in interviews because I think it's really important. Having somebody in your household that believes in you, whether it's your father, your mother, your siblings, you really have to grow from a sense of that, right? And I know it's the same with you, right? You have a very successful dad. It kind of, you get nurtured into that kind of lifestyle. But besides only entrepreneurship, it was just believing yourself in anything. When I was 17, I came up to my mom and I said, "Hey, mom, I'm going to have a number one song on the radio." And she looked at me and she was like, "Hey, honey, listen, I love you and you're talented, but you don't know how to sing or play any instrument. How are you going to have a number one song on the radio?" And I was like, "Listen, mom, I think I figured out something about human beings, about how they think, about what's important, about, how I think I can figure this out." She was like, "You know what, son? Go get it." They supported me, and they provided me with the initial funding I needed to go, to drive all the way to Tel Aviv and start recording stuff. And they really believed in me. I had no musical education. I could not sing. I could not
Wow.
play the instrument. My mom and my dad were very supportive. They were like, "For some reason, if you're so confident in this, you can go do that." And then, in my very, early 20s and late teens, I had some very successful musical songs. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Manay Layavo, Milyon Kohavim, Etzenu Bagan, sorry for speaking Hebrew. Some, very big songs in Israel. They all came from that belief of, you know what, I think I'm onto something, and I'm willing to put myself on the line to test it, right? I'm willing to humiliate myself in actually putting myself out there. Because think about that. That's the truth in starting something, right? It doesn't matter if it's a company or a TV show or being a musician. It believes in putting yourself out there. Putting yourself out there to be judged by other people, to actually do, not to be the kind of people that stay on the stands and just look at other people doing, but get on the playing field, try, give it your best shot. I'm a big believer in that. And that's what I
But
did.
if you're making
And
it seem, if
yeah, sorry.
you're you're making, I have to say, I agree with everything that you're saying, but here you are, you're saying, listen, I never wanted to be a television host. And here I was, one of the most popular hosts in Israel, where literally every kid on the street recognizes me. I didn't really have any musical background, but hey, I made it to the top song on the radio with some phenomenal songs. And then I went on to be a co-founder and president of this hyper growth startup in the tech scene that has nothing to do with television
Right.
or entertainment. It can't be that. It can't be that just
That's right.
everything worked out perfectly. It's not possible.
Listen. When I hear it from you, it sounds like a wild story, and it has been, a wild 18 years, and I've been very eclectic, right? I've been all over the place, like you said. Fortunately, right? I was very fortunate, and God blessed me to be successful as a musician, to be successful as an entertainer, as a TV host, and now to be successful as a company owner and founder, co-founder, with my amazing partner, Segif Shilton. But I think it's more about believing in yourself and putting in the hours, right? Let's not sugarcoat this. I've been grinding for the last 17 years of my life, man. Grinding. Like I don't care about anything. I've unfortunately lost connection with my friends. I can hardly see my family. I've been on the grind, right? That's not trying to paint a picture like everything works perfectly. It works perfectly because thank God I think I'm talented enough. I had enough belief. My surrounding had belief in me, and I put in, pardon my French, the effing time. Put in the time, put in the effort. I hate this stupid 2022 shortcut kind of thing. You know those kids, they make millions off TikTok, you know them? I hate them. I'm sorry I'm saying this live, you know? They spend like, I don't know, an hour a day, they're millionaires. Oh my God, guys, I hate you. I have to work 18 hours a day to make money, right? And you guys are like unwrapping gifts or playing PlayStation on Twitch and making millions. I hate you guys. And if I could curse, I would curse. But also, what I've been taught in my family is hustle. Wake up, go hustle. Take that bus, take that train, take that plane, fly overseas. I'm talking to you. In an hour, I'm going to the airport. I haven't even packed. Look how my place looks like a mess, man. I'm moving, but it's a messy life, right? I just came back 2 weeks ago from San Francisco. I'm flying tonight to Chicago. I'm flying to Nashville next week. It's a mess. I don't know what time zone I'm in. I don't know what hour it is. I don't know if my wife is awake or going to sleep. I don't know if my son recognizes me. Listen, I can talk only about that. It's a mess, right? But I was fortunate enough to be successful. I cannot even imagine what would happen if I would have gone through all this mess, but I wasn't also successful, right? Because think about most people, they put in the effort, man. They put in the effort. Not everyone is successful, just statistically speaking, right? So also need to be lucky. You need God to shine his love on you, right? Not to sound too preachy, but you also need God to shine his light on you. But he's not going to do it if you're just sitting at home. You know what? I take it back. If you're a good, what is it called, Fortnite player, and people are willing to pay you on Twitch millions of dollars to play PlayStation, then God touched you in a different way. But the way he touched me is he woke me up in the morning and he said, Ifty, you better go to work, son. You better go to work. And we were last year. We were bootstrapped. Kissterra. I'll touch just a little bit about what we are, what we do. We're an insurance company. We're the world's first insurance marketing operating system. We help insurance carriers in the U.S., mostly auto insurance carriers, run effective and profitable marketing campaigns, digital marketing and distribution. So it's billions of dollars, and we help them do that. I'll stop talking about insurance because I don't want to get to do. But if that interests somebody, reach out to us at Kissterra. We'll help you, run profitable marketing and distribution. But my point was that we were bootstrapped for 6.5 years. So a year ago, we did our first round A, $76 million from Manoa Miftachim and Bank Hapoalim, two of the largest financial institutions in Israel, one of the largest round A's in Israel's history for from these kind of institutions for this kind of startup company. And we were very lucky to have that, but we still grind, right? I still fly in hours that are not hours to places that are not places. And I take buses and I take trains and I holler cabs off the street to get to points. And I would drive from Boston to New York and back in the night to get to an 8 a.m. Meeting. So you got to do that, right? I would sleep. That's what I did a couple months ago. It was a little bit colder outside. I missed a flight because when it gets really cold on the East Coast, they cancel flights all the time, right? Washington, New York, Boston, they cancel flights all the time because of the weather. So I finished some meetings in Texas, and I had to fly out to New York for some other meetings, and my flight kept getting canceled, right? You have an 8 p.m. flight, and they ping you like 45 minutes before. Oh, now you don't have a flight. You try to get another flight. You're at the airport. They're like, oh, this flight gets delayed. You get delayed to like 2, 3, 4 a.m. Like, I have to get to New York. Right, so you catch a flight to somewhere, kind of flight to Washington. From Washington, I took an Uber to Baltimore. I had to spend the night in Penn Station in Baltimore. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Penn Station in Baltimore, let alone spend the night. I don't want to get too descriptive about what that place looks like, right? But I find myself thinking, hey, listen, this is cool. I just raised $80 million and I'm spending a night with the homeless people like a homeless person in the train station, Penn Station, Baltimore. And that just keeps you humble. That kind of stuff just makes you remember, listen, man, this hasn't changed. The 7 years have been a fantastic ride, but the grind, the hustle, it still's there. And I have pictures from there. And I used to show them to people because I think it's nice, how God keeps you humble. How he says, yeah, man, if you think you guys are doing good, if you think you're rich, just remember, I can flip anything in a second, right? So never forget where you came from. Never forget who you are. Never forget where you're going. Don't become this posh, private plane, kind of chauffeur, kind of waiting with my name at the airport. Well, I have nothing against people who do that, right? Good for them. My hat's off to them. I'm not like that. I don't know how to become that, right? I'm the same guy that used to catch buses to Tel Aviv, 17 years ago to record my first album. Now I'm doing that, trying to secure, partnerships with the largest insurance carriers in the world, in the United States. But the mindset, that mindset of, attack, go get it, man. Nobody's going to get it for you. I think is super important in leadership, in entrepreneurship, and it really helps people follow you. If you want to talk about leadership, I think you need to lead by example. I think if people see you putting in the time, putting in the effort, doing what's necessary, it really helps people, relate to you, relate to the cause, and just feel better about, taking part of this. So I thank everybody, on our team. Like I said, 70 people strong, which is mind-boggling and phenomenal and crazy. And you can see my mindset just from this short conversation. I'm out there, right? I'm sporadic with my thoughts. I can keep talking about not everything. So this is how I work too. I work very high intense, very high energy, very go, let's do it. And I love it because that's the only way I feel like I can work. So if you want to bring it back to, what I came up with, which was, the entertainment industry, this is what we're doing, man. We're trying to keep the conversation entertaining. We're trying to keep people entertained. And it doesn't matter if it's you on your show, or it doesn't matter if it's an insurance executive in somewhere in the United States. It doesn't matter if it's investors from this private equity or VC, right? Keep the people entertained because we're trying to have a good time. It's just money. It's just technology. It's just insurance for us. Don't take yourselves too seriously, right? My Instagram literally says that. My bio says, don't take yourself too seriously. And I just got my verified check mark on Instagram. So if anybody's watching this, I'm Ifty.Kerzner on Instagram. Follow me. I don't have enough followers. I need some more followers. But yeah, I'm trying to get some content. So I just plugged my Instagram. So yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I don't know where I'm
Two
going with
thoughts.
that.
First,
Yes.
theme is hustling and grinding. I think what you're talking about, and I share a lot of the same frustrations and I share the same. I think a lot of the same mindset as you share, which is this idea that at the end, it's all about hard work, and at the end we're seeing all these magical stories of overnight successes. None of that exists. You're grinding for 17 years.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to you're mentioning, some of these things that are not easy to comprehend, whether it be family, friends, your own lifestyle. I mean, this is what some of the hardest things that any person can endure, but you're finding the fulfillment by being yourself and by being able to balance them. And I think, by the way, just to touch on this generation Z in 2022, part of the issue is that we're seeing these overnight successes. We're seeing these overnight millionaires. Well, for every Fortnite millionaire that's playing, we have millions of other players who think they'll make it just by playing. But why aren't I successful? And about the entertainment, really, it's about curiosity, right? It's about how do I get the other person to really listen to me and to form a conversation where they're engaged. Right, this is what it's all about.
Right. No, so I said, listen, I don't want to sugarcoat this, right? I work in a tech company that built a core platform for insurance carriers, right? It's not the most sexy thing in the world, right? Let's be honest. It's not like people wake up in the morning, oh my God, technology for insurance, right? And we go all through, and we're a data company. So it's not only about that, but we dive into the data, and we dive into the diagnostics, and we crunch the numbers day in and day out. So the way you make it interesting, the way you make it engaging is caring, is doing it your way, is doing it different, right? I actually care about my partners. I don't see them as wallets paying me money. I see them as people trying to provide for their families, just like I'm trying to provide for my family. That puts us on a mission together. That and not lose our minds while doing so, right? So we're on the same mission. They're trying to do their best job. I'm trying to do my best job. Together, we're collaborating. So that's what makes it engaged, right? I don't want to go on your show and start pitching my stuff like I'm boring. Oh yeah, sign up to Kissterra, go to Kissterra.com, and we have the best technology and AI and machine learning and data science, right? Everybody's talking about that. You have to say AI. I know I want to go through a conversation without saying AI if I didn't just say, jokingly. This has nothing to do with what I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to sell good people doing a good job. And if somebody can relate to that, then yes, the AI, the machine learning, the data science, that's all going to come constructed upon that. But let's start as who we are as people. Can we relate to each other? Do we have a common ground? Do we have common beliefs? Because if not, our partnership is not going to be that prosperous from my kind of perspective. And also, it's just boring, man. I'm really, you're smarter than me, man. You're at Stanford. You can handle these conversations better than me. I would get bored, man. If there's no fun in it, if there's no pizzazz, if you don't spice it up a little bit, it would become impossible. So you try to do your way, you try to do the good way, you try to do the positive way, and good things happen. And you know how I know? Because I'm living proof of that, man. I'm living proof. I knew nothing about music. I knew nothing about TV, and I knew nothing about insurance or technology before opening this company. Literally, I did not know. I did not grow up from that, right? I did not come from that. All I grew up with was the mindset of, hey, let's do this, man. Yeah, let's go. If somebody can do it, we can do it. Let's put in the time. Let's put in the effort. Let's get around us. A bunch of group of talented people. Which another point, I don't know if we have enough time. I just want to say something that is really important. Good people. I know it's cliche. I know it sounds cheesy. I do not know how to do anything by myself. For the last 17 years, I've been blessed by working with great people, from great musicians that help me, orchestrate and record my stuff because I can't play any instrument. So they help me with that, all the way to great people on, from the television industry of, whispering in my ear, what's the name of the next guest? What's the name of the song? Because I can't remember anything. So having great people in control, all the way to the amazing team that we have at Kissterra. It's a company built of its people. So I think my talent was gathering the smartest, best, nicest, kindest people around me, starting with my partner, Segib Shilton, who is the smartest person I know in the world, hands down. He is a genius, like you. You guys need to talk to each other on a different call for when the geniuses talk. For me, it's about, having him and assembling really a group of people that are talented and that care. Our company really cares. When you come visit our office, and I hope when you're, back in Israel visiting, you come visit us in Tel Aviv, it doesn't look like every other office. We care about stuff. We care about each other. We care about being positive and kindness as actual course. And I think, like I said, my life is living proof that if you're constant with that, and if you have enough talent, a bit talent, then you can really do whatever you want to. And once again, circling that back up to leadership, be a positive leader, man. Be a positive leader. When I leave, I have this whiteboard which I write messages to my company when I fly, abroad. It's never reach your goals, sell the software. How much money are we making? No, it's always enjoy your week, have fun, be kind to each other, go do something interesting, eat healthy, drink healthy, don't worry on your diet, just stuff like random stuff that keeps you focused. And I don't even want to start about dieting because traveling and entrepreneurship is the worst thing for your diet in the world. I usually have a timer, I'm used to, when you speak at conferences or in a TV show, you have a timer, so you know how much you can talk. So I just understood that when I talk without a timer, I can go on talking for like 40 minutes because I need something to actually stop me. So I'll stop again.
Well, the benefit that you have is that you're interesting and that you're exciting and I'm super engaged and I love this. And so it would be much worse if you didn't have a timer, you didn't know how to do it, and you were boring as well. Right. So that combination would be devastating. But to reflect on what you're saying at the end, I'm taking this word boring and entertainment and good people, and I'm distilling it to this idea of, let's remember why we're doing what we're doing, right? We're not here to make money. We're not here to just sell software or to just build products. We're here to actually live our life. It's as simple as that. We're each here. We're living our life.
we're living our life in pretty similar ways. Most people around us. And if we're able to find this common ground, those common shared values that are together, maybe in most of our conversations, we don't have to go head to head. We can actually start crossing arms and say, okay, is this a partnership that we actually want to have? And if so, how do we make it a win-win situation for all of us? And then we'll have a great time doing so, whether it's company people or insurance partners or television hosts or kids on the show or people listening to the music.
That is 100% accurate. But listen, I don't want to act like a saint, so I want to explain something. When we opened the company, it was about money. And it says so on my website. We're not running from that, right?
Of course.
We weren't looking to change the world. We weren't looking to change the insurance industry. We were looking to get rich. I'm trying to be honest, because when you don't have money, what you're looking for is money, right? When you don't have enough,
pyramid needs.
Exactly. When you don't have enough to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy whatever you need for yourself, then you're looking to get paid, right? So to be honest, the first couple of years, it was about making money, and we were laser focused. Only after we were fortunate enough to make money, then we said, you know what? Maybe we can change the world. Maybe now that we have enough, we're actually in a better position to refocus ourselves on really creating impact and really creating that environment. Because if somebody says that he thought so from the beginning, I'm sorry to say, he might be a liar. When you're starving, you're not thinking about making the world a better place. You're thinking about feeding yourself, right? So I was thinking about feeding myself. But when I became comfortable with what I had, only then I could honestly start looking outwards, right? And saying, okay, now I have enough. How do I make all my employees, all of our employees rich, right? How do we make everybody working in this company have a better life like I was fortunate to have? Yeah. But I believe that to say it from a real, honest place, you have to be doing well for yourself as well, right? You have to take care of number one, because once you do that, you're in a confident enough position to say, I can now spread the love. I can now spread the wealth because I'm comfortable, right? I'm not saying be Elon Musk. I'm saying put yourself in a position where you're comfortable, when you can take care of your family, and then that really grounds you and gives you the ability to look at the other and really be a better person, externally. That's from my personal experience, and that's what I believe in.
Ifty, toda rabba. Thank you very much. This was awesome. We'll continue this in person. This was amazing.
Michael, thank you, brother. We'll see you when you come visit, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.